So your partner just cheated on you with your ex. You just got fired, or you just failed your math test. Listen, I don't know, but I'm guessing whatever it is, it costs a day to be a rough one, which is why you're here. All right, but I'm gonna make you feel better. I promise, because I'm gonna give you three mindset shifts that you can make personally and that I use personally to deal with any bad day. Because there's no such thing as not having a bad day. You'll always have them. Just like there's no good without bad, there's no story without no conflict. You're gonna have a bad day, and it's a natural part of life. So I'm gonna show you how to deal with it. All right. So first things first, and this is the most important thing. Like I cannot stress this enough. Do not react emotionally. Do not react emotionally because that's the worst possible thing you can do. The absolute worst. Because I'm sure if you watch these type of videos by now, you understand how important your thoughts and more importantly your emotions are and in creating your reality. And you giving emotion, even more emotion to a bad day is giving it more power. And that day is gonna the day is gonna make you its bitch. The more you emotionally react to it. Because anything you give emotion to owns you. When it comes to people, things, if they can tilt you emotionally and throw you off balance, you're cooked. And that goes for a bad day too. Like if just something small happens and it tilts you, it makes you gets you pissed off or whatever, you're cooked for the rest of the day because it would just snowball. Like, have you ever noticed that once one bad thing happens, the whole day is cooked? The rest of the day, just more things, just bad things just happen. Like you wake up in the morning, you miss your alarm, and you tell yourself like, "Oh, today's gonna be a bad day." You feel like it's gonna be a bad day. The next thing you know, you're gonna go make coffee in the morning. You spill the coffee, and it's just a snowball effect of just a bunch of things, and it just overall ends up being worse because you decided to not have a emotional intelligence and react emotionally. Okay, so next time that happens, I want you to acknowledge the situation, not acknowledge that quote unquote bad thing that happened, and accept it, but don't ignore it. Let's say you fail a math test. All right, let's start with something simple. You failed the math test. Just accept it. You failed the math test. All right, and just be like, okay, I fucked up on this math test. All right, I'm gonna study for the next one. It is what it is. It's in the past. I'm not gonna deal with it no more. Okay, instead of just like crashing out, like, oh damn, I failed the math test. Da 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 da. Now I'm a failure. I'm gonna drop out of school. No, nobody's gonna want me. Nobody's ever gonna love me because I failed the math test. That sounds like you right now. Okay, don't do that because next thing you know, it's just gonna get worse, and then you're just. But I don't want you to ignore that bad thing either because if you just ignore it, ignore that bad thing, and just try to like put it off when it comes in your mind, it's just gonna haunt you all day. It's gonna make it's gonna make the day just as equally bad because you're gonna be trying to distract yourself, and the next thing you know, Mr. Math Test is in your head trying to haunt you. It's gonna be like a ghost. You can't shake it. Like you can't punch a ghost. You can't get the only way you can get rid of really of a ghost. I ain't never met no ghost. I ain't never deal with no ghost personally, but if I had to, I mean, you gotta deal with it. Like just face up. You gotta just say fuck off. It's all mental. You gotta have a mental battle. You're gonna be having a mental battle with the ghost. I don't know how we got on ghost right now. But the point is, what I'm trying to make, acknowledge the situation, but don't ignore it. Just accept it because you're just going to keep giving yourself anxiety and you're just going to keep making your day even worse by ignoring it and or dwelling on the situation at hand. You just keep thinking about it. Just if it comes in your head, it's like, okay, it happened. It is what it is. I'm going to move on. Don't let your past affect your future. All right? All right. So second thing, it's not as quite as important as the first thing, but it's pretty damn close. It's like this close. All right? I need you to start becoming conscious of when you feel like you're having a bad day. And the way you do that is I need you to watch your thoughts. Once something bad happens, watch your thoughts and see what you're telling yourself. And you need to stop yourself from keep thinking those things. Like I said earlier, you need to accept but don't ignore. Because you keep using the math test, for example. So you just found out you failed your math test, and you keep saying, "Oh, I hate myself. Oh, I suck at math. I hate my math teacher. I'm never gonna amount to nothing." You keep telling yourself things like that. Oh, that bad day is gonna get even worse. That's really the start of your bad day because not only are you thinking those things, but if you're reacting emotionally to that too, it's GG's. Now that whole day, your little demon or your bad self is in the driver's seat because you're reacting emotionally and you're thinking horribly. You're on autopilot at that point. You just have like one of those dark clouds just raining over your head. You're just its bitch all throughout the day. Just because you don't want to have because you at that point not only do you not have control of your emotions, you don't have control of your thoughts. Okay, so I need you to really watch your thoughts. And I explain this briefly in another video, the way you do that is, and the more you do it, the you just get better. I need you to imagine yourself like on the side of a riverbed, and you want to be just essentially be an observer, and I want you to watch your thoughts as they go in and out your head. Don't like I said, don't ignore them and don't attach emotions. Just watch them. Just observe. Just imagine your thoughts as the water and you're just standing on the side of the riverbed. Okay? That's what I want you to do. When something bad happens, just learn to watch your thoughts. Stop being on autopilot. Start to be conscious. And it's so important that you learn to watch these thoughts, because if you don't, it's going to consume you. Because if you just keep thinking negative thoughts all over again and you're attaching emotion to it, that is just going to really, you're not only going to have a bad day, but you're going to have like a bad week. You're going to have a bad month. Shit, even a bad year. You're cooked. You really, really have to learn to be the observer. Okay? Because you have to learn how to take control of your mind and stop letting it control you. All right? If you have this type of outlet, find something to calm your mind down. And I don't mean, like I said earlier, don't ignore it. Like, don't run away. Like, don't do something to distract yourself. Like, don't ignore it. Just find something to calm the anxiety down and really get those brain waves. Stop jumping and tweaking out so much. For example, like things like I meditate. Okay, meditation is one of the greatest tools that we have as humans, in my personal opinion. And if you don't learn how to meditate, learn how. And essentially what it does is what I told you earlier. It teaches you how to not only calm down, but and think more logically, but it also teaches you how to watch your thoughts. Okay, but some people get that effect doing something else, like walking, I don't know, therapy. Therapy works because you're getting your thoughts out of your mind and out of your mouth. That kind of didn't sound right. But the point is, you're getting all that pent up energy out, which is what I want you to do. Go for a walk. I want to go play a sport or something. What you do, I don't want you to distract yourself. Okay, because it's like I said earlier, it's just gonna come back. Like if you just ignore it, it's gonna be like that little goat just following your ass around until you face it. Now, thirdly, I'll need you to adopt this mindset into your life moving forward. Just for anything. Not even, doesn't necessarily have to be a bad day. I want you to adopt the perception of that everything happening to you is happening for you. Even no matter how bad it may seem. I don't care if you just got dumped. I don't care if you just lost like $10,000. I don't care. It's happening for you. All right, because what we don't do over here is have a victim mindset. I do not want you to victimize yourself. That's the worst possible thing you can do, because once you feel like you're not in control, shit, you won't be in control. And now you're let the rest of the world and just people and just be your daddy. You're gonna just be getting tossed around like a little rag doll. You're gonna be cooked. All right, and 99% of people walk around like that, feel like they can't do anything. They just victimize themselves, like, oh, why does this happen to me? It only happens to me. Like, why is my life so bad? Because you think like that, for one, and then two, you feel like you can't do anything, which is what I don't want you to do. I want you to feel like you're in complete control of your life, because let me tell you something, you are. You can control your whole reality, your whole life. Because listen, who wants to live a life where they don't feel like they're in control and they just feel like they're the victim, where everything just happens to them? You know, who wants to live like that? I mean, it seems to me a lot of people do, because a lot of people do live like that, which is a problem. All right, which is why a lot of people are just so bitter and just so negative and just shit. I would be too. All right, but we don't think like that around here. We don't victimize ourselves, and that's not something you're gonna do. And I'm gonna repeat myself again. Everything happening to you is happening for you. All right, you're exactly where you need to be right now. It may not feel like it. Life may fucking suck, but you need to go through this in order to get what you want, in order to maintain what you want. Because not only is it hard to get something, it's even harder to maintain it, which is why you see a lot of people fall off. And I talked about this in another video. You can watch it somewhere on my channel. All right? And you need these bad times, these L's, these bad days that you have are all lessons. They're all lessons. Just look at them. That's another percent. Just look at them all as lessons. They're all lessons in order for your higher purpose or whatever you're trying to achieve and whatever you're trying to do. Like that math test, we're just gonna keep using the math test example. Fuck it. That math test, you getting an L on that math test may have been the catalyst for you to get your ass home and start studying better and doing X, Y, Z, just better. Or maybe you just didn't, I don't know. The point I'm trying to make is you're exactly where you need to be. You may not be where you want to be, but you're exactly where you need to be. So moving forward, next time something bad happens, because it's will, like bad things will happen no matter what. You can't avoid it. It's like trying to avoid oxygen. It's a part of life. Okay, so next time something bad happens, I don't want you to think like, why does this happen to me? Like, I never get what I want. Like, da da da. Life hates me. Don't fucking think like that. Stop thinking like that. I want you to think, this is happening for me. Like, I need this in my life. What lesson is life trying to teach me right now? This is for my greatest good. And I forgot, was I think it's Steve Jobs, but he's basically saying you can only connect the dots looking in the past. Meaning, if you don't get that, you can only like figure out why something happened once it's already happened. I'll give you an example. Like, say you just got cheated on, okay, and obviously in the moment it feels like cheeks, but you getting cheated on turns you into like the best version of yourself. And without you getting cheated on, which is obviously like a horrible thing, I wouldn't wish that on nobody. It ended up making you the best version of yourself, right? And if that didn't happen, you wouldn't have done it. You needed something like that in your life to push you. And just in general, especially if you're chasing something, it gets worse before it gets better. You can't ask for flowers and cry about the damn rain. Just like I said earlier, there's no story or there's no movie without no conflict. Okay? Who wants to watch a movie where the main character wins all the time? Okay? So your bad days is a part of it getting worse. Just look at every bad day as a lesson. Okay? And if you implement all the things I've told you so far, the bad days aren't going to feel so bad, because a bad day at the end of the day is really just a mindset thing. Like, your bad day could feel like somebody's greatest day. You get what I mean? It's all mental. It's how you look at it. It's really what it is. All right? Peace and love. I love you.